Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So guys, your girl's Patreon channel is up and running. So if you would like to support your girl, you'll be able to find a link in the description box below. I do post 2 exclusive videos per week, so go check it out if you feel called to. So as you guys could tell by the title of this video is going to be about what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities. So pile number 1, you're going to be the lazurite crystal. Pile number 2, you're going to be the tiger's eyes crystal. And pile number 3, you're going to be the amethyst crystal. So again, pile number 1, lazurite crystal. Pile number 2, tiger's eyes crystal. And pile number 3, amethyst crystal. So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card or the crystal that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi pile 1, welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 1, you picked the lazurite crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number 1. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the King of Swords, your intellect. You're smarter than you look. Maybe people initially judge you based off your looks and they assume that you're not as bright, you're not as smart, you're not as articulate, okay? Maybe in your workplace, you work with people that have graduated from Ivy League universities, and maybe you have not, but you have life experience, you have wisdom, okay? You have expertise, and that triggers their insecurities because they had to go to school. They went to prestigious schools, prestigious colleges or universities, but they don't have your intellect, you don't have your understanding, they don't have your wisdom, and that triggers their insecurities, okay? You could be an air sign. I'm getting like self-made energy. You could read a lot of books. Maybe you read like a book a week, okay? That's 52 books a year, okay? So that's a lot. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my friend number 1? Yeah, ooh, 10 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. You're very confident in your abilities, my pal number 1, and your financial stability. I feel, yeah, that's what I was saying, like self-made with the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is definitely a self-made energy. This is like a legacy, okay? This is generational wealth. You're creating generational wealth for your family. You're very skilled at what you do. You're very confident in who you are with the King of Wands. And that's what triggers insecurities in other people. They could be like just pretending, performing. They're performing. They're pretending to be something that they're not, while you are the real deal. You are really authentic. You are really who you say you are. You're not pretending to be something that you're not in order to please others, okay? And that's what triggers their insecurities. With you, it's like what you see is what you get, while them, it's like a facade. It's like a pretense. So when they come and they meet the real deal, they're triggered. They're insecure because they could feel like you could see right through them. And that's what triggers their insecurities, okay? Your authenticity. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, the High Priestess. Didn't I say you could see right through them? Your intuition. Especially if you are around narcissistic people and they try to control you or trying to manipulate you, it doesn't work. And it triggers their insecurities. And a lot of them, like, they try to make you out to be the bad guy. They always say, oh, she's crazy, or he's crazy, or they're toxic, they're negative, when in actuality it's them. They like to control the narrative. They like to control how people see others and how they're being perceived by others. And they like to pretend to be something that they're not. While you, on the other end, you are authentically yourself. You are operating with true intentions, okay? You don't have ulterior motives, while they do. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my pal? My pal number one. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, Seven of Wands. You have boundaries. I really feel like it's because you're dealing with a lot of narcs. You have a lot of narcs around you, my pal number one, with the Seven of Wands. Like, you have to protect yourself constantly from these people and their attacks, because they're coming for you. They're gunning for your head. Because they are threatened by your presence, your intellect, the way that you speak, the way that you present yourself. And it's not like you're pretending to be that person. You are truly who you say you are. And that's what triggers their insecurities. That's why they have to, you know, come for you with the Seven of Wands. And you have to continuously defend yourself from these people. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card. What is it about you that triggers people's... Yeah, you're emotionally withdrawn, okay? You don't lead with your emotions. You lead with your head. You lead with your logic with the King of Swords. So you let your logic override your emotions, not the other way around, okay? You don't let your emotions override your common sense. You don't do that. You don't put yourself in a position where you're being taken advantage of, okay? And that's what triggers people's insecurities, because they allow people to take advantage of them. They allow people to bully them, especially people that are people pleasers. You're not a people pleaser, my pal number one. Maybe you used to be in the past, but you changed that and you're no longer that person. So you stand up for yourself and you are emotionally detached, okay? So they can't get an emotional reaction out of you. And that triggers their insecurities, because they feel like, oh my gosh, like, if I was in this situation, I wouldn't have reacted that way. I would have, like, you know, maybe have like an emotional outburst or something. So what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? No, just one card, please, Spirit. What is it about you? Ooh, your beauty. Your beauty and brains, my pal number one. And I feel like whether you are a woman or a man, you are beauty and brains. You're very attractive here, very creative, artistic. You have a lot of talents, creative talents. Some of you are well dressed, okay? I feel like, you know, your beard. Ooh, somebody who has like a nice beard, okay? If you're a man here, well done. Like, your beard is crisp, it's healthy. You could tell that you have that beard butter when you're applying it on the hair, okay? And it's a well kept, okay, line up, fresh, like your fresh line up, crisp. You know, this is what I'm getting here. If you're a man, if you're a woman, your hair is long and healthy. Okay, very shiny. You could tell that that keratin is like there, you know, coated on your hair strands. Like, I'm getting like somebody who looks really good, that really takes care of yourself. And that's what triggers people's insecurity, especially like for the women here watching. I feel like what triggers other women's insecurities is the fact that you always are on 10 out of 10. Always 10 out of 10 from head to toe, okay? And you know how to walk in heels. Okay, I don't know why it's triggering their insecurities, but because they can't walk in heels, but you're very confident. We hear click, clack, when you're walking, you know, with confidence, okay? So, and they don't like that. They're insecure because like whenever you come around, their men are breaking their necks to look at you, and they stare, and that's like they feel like you might steal their man. So what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. What is it about you that triggers people's... Ooh, 9 of Cups. You're highly desirable. That's what triggers people's insecurities. Like they know that you're highly desirable. So let's say if you were in a room with other people and then they had to choose, you would always be number one choice with the 9 of Cups. Okay. And you always get your desires. That's why I'm getting like women do not like to invite you out. They don't invite you out. Like whether it's like a group of single women, they want to invite you out because they feel like you're going to steal the attention. And then if they invite you out, they make you feel like unwelcome. Okay, so what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my pal? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. You are financially stable, or you know how to create money from scratch. You have the Midas touch. Okay, you're extremely resourceful. So let's say if somebody takes it all from you, like somebody tried to take your money or tried to stop your bag, like you're always going to find another way to do so with the Ace of Pentacles. And that triggers people's insecurities because they don't have that hustle mentality, that hustle spirit, okay? And with having Taurus, and we have, Taurus is here with Libra, but we also have Cancer. So we have 2 cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are self-starters. They're natural born leaders, okay? They go and get it. So they have that go-getter attitude. So you do have that go-getter attitude. Whether you have Libra or Cancer in your chart, doesn't matter. You just operate out of like cardinal signs energy. So you are a self-starter, and that triggers people's insecurities because they don't have the drive that you have to get things done. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Woo, 5 of Pentacles. Ooh, your ability to leave people out in the cold and not look back. They're insecure because they wouldn't be able to do that. They don't move like you. They don't have your confidence like that. So they stay in unhealthy situations that like cause them their health while you don't. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? No, that's so many cards. Yeah. Just one, please. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card. Ooh, you're extremely observant. You peep things with the Page of Swords. And then people fear that you might see things that others miss, and that triggers their insecurities because you're very observant. So whenever they feel like they're not performing, like, you know, like I said, they're performing, they're not being real. Because when you're performing, like you're gonna have anxiety, right? Because you have to perform in a specific way. But when you are authentically yourself, there's no performance. It just comes out naturally. Okay, so they could be insecure about that, but because you're not performing, you're authentic, so it comes to you naturally. They have to pretend to be something that they're not, and it triggers them. What is it about you that triggers? Yeah, your confidence. Okay, with the Strength card. Self-mastery. You're not easily swayed or manipulated, or you're not easily angered. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 4 of Wands. Yeah, you're very stable. Not just like physically, but mentally. You're clear-headed. Like you know who you are. So somebody else's opinion of you is not going to matter. And that triggers people's insecurities because they need validation while you don't. Like you validate yourself. You tell yourself, okay, I'm this. Like I don't care what you think. If that's what you think, that's you. But it's not, doesn't mean that it's my reality. Okay? You don't let other people's opinion of you affect how you feel about yourself. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, you're unbothered with the 4 of Cups. You're disinterested. Okay? You're just disinterested in people's shenanigans. Okay? You don't care. Like, they could call you boring all they want. You don't care. Like, their words, their action do not affect you, and it triggers people's insecurities because they wish they were like that. But they're like, because you reject them, you reject their like opinions of you, it triggers them because it's like they feel invalidated by you. Because like I said, they're looking for validation and they're not getting it from you. Like, you don't care. You're acting like, okay, well, this is how you feel. Okay, good then. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, the fact that you get a lot of attention, that you are adventurous, that you're bold. Okay? You're bold, you're daring, you're fiery, you take charge, and they don't. They're just like, they're passive. They allow people to walk all over them. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? I feel like some of you, you may have stood up to someone else's husband or boyfriend or something like that. Maybe they were trying to make you feel less than in order to prop up their girl, and then you shut it down right in front of the girl or like the wife. And then vice versa. If you're a man, the same thing. Like it could have been like another man trying to do that to you to impress his wife or something, or impress his partner, and it was like, nuh-uh, you're not gonna do that. Or like a woman doing that to you to impress her partner or to prop up her partner, and you were like, not here. Okay, what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, 3 of Swords, rejection. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're not afraid of rejection. Like like when I feel like pile number 1, you don't care. Like you don't care at all. That triggers people. It makes them irritated. And it's like, why don't you care? Like, I'm not valuable to you. Like, my opinion of you doesn't matter. And it's like, well, no, it doesn't, because it doesn't pay my bills. This is what I'm getting here for you, my pile number 2. No, my pile number 1, my gosh, I'm ahead of myself. What is it about you? Yeah, 4 of Pentacles, okay? Grounded energy. You're not easily rattled. You're very comfortable, confident in yourself. And that's what triggers people's insecurities. Like they need outside validation. What is it about you that triggers? Ooh, you have options. You have options to choose from while they feel stuck with like limited resources or limited options. You have the ability to choose. You're not stuck, and it triggers people's insecurities because they feel like they don't have the same options. Like they feel like it's unfair that you have possibilities, opportunities, and they don't. But they haven't like put work on themselves in order to create those opportunities for them. They're still stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again and not seeing any results. And while you're taking the necessary steps in order to be successful. Yeah, we have the King of Wands. You see? Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Wands. Very fiery, confident, okay, in your abilities, go-getter. And that's what triggers people's insecurities. They're not as bold and daring as you are. And it triggers them because they feel stuck in their life and they wish that they had your guts. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have Pluto, rebirth. Okay, this is giving me like the Tower energy. Yeah, like you're transformative, you work on yourself. You could be a Scorpio here, don't have to be, but that triggers people's insecurities because they don't feel like they could transform or change. Like they feel stuck, and then when they see you, they feel insecure, like what is wrong with me? They're comparing themselves to you instead of being inspired by you. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Holy moly. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my pal? Number 1. We have Taurus, cultivate. Yeah, so you are extremely resourceful here with this energy, Taurus. Okay, Taurus is the 2nd house, resources. Okay, you're a resourceful energy here and a resourceful individual. And we do have the Empress. So there's something about your creativity, the way that you cultivate. Like I feel like you also live a life of leisure and you did it on your own. And that's what triggers people's insecurities because they don't feel like they could do it like you. They don't feel like they have the capacity that you possess, okay? The capability that you possess. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have solar, calm, clarify. Yeah, you're calm, cool, and collected. Like I said, you're not easily swayed or manipulated or easily rattled, and it triggers people's insecurities. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have, wow, 6th house, sustainability. This is Virgo's house. Yeah, this is like stability. Okay, you're very stable, you're abundant, you're self-sufficient, and triggers people's insecurities because they cannot really affect you in any way because you're already stable. You're depending on yourself. So that independence is like what triggers the insecurities because they need other people in order to survive, or they need validation, or they need support while you could do it on your own. And it triggers them. Okay. So that's all I have for you, my pal, number 1. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video. Pile number 1. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 2, you picked the tiger's eyes crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number 2. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my pile number 2? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, pile number 2? We have the 3 of Wands. Your go-getter attitude, my pile number 2. Holy moly. You are a driven individual. You are far-sighted. I feel like it's like in your community of people, they're triggered by your go-getter attitude because you're very young, okay? If you're not very young, you're the youngest in your community, so like in your family, in your friend circle, and you're doing amazing. You have accomplished so much that like it triggers them because they feel like, okay, well, we grew up in the same town, we grew up, you know, in the same family, and this person is doing way better than I am. So it's like, how am I like not accomplishing the same thing that you have? And then we are around the same age group, or we grew up in the same family. So this is what I'm getting here, okay? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, we have the 4 of Wands, okay? Yeah, we have the 3 of Wands. Now we have the 4 of Wands. It's like you make things happen for yourself, and it triggers people's insecurities because they don't feel like they have what it takes to make it happen or to build something solid for themselves with the 4 of Wands. While you, on the other hand, like you actually go out there, you are daring, you are bold, and you try different things in order to make things happen for you. Like you take chances in life, and that triggers people's insecurities because they feel like they should be like you, they should be bold like you, they should be able to make moves like you, especially like I keep getting it because you're younger, and that triggers their insecurities. They feel like less than because they've seen you younger than them but bolder than them, making things happen. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the Tower, okay? Wow. You could be a Scorpio here. There's definitely an energy of you with the Tower being different, for like being unpredictable, being bold, challenging the status quo. You're doing things differently than what was expected of you, and that triggers people's insecurities because they cannot predict you, they cannot control you, and it triggers them. It makes them feel like a less than because they cannot control how you're going to behave, because like you have different ways about you with the Tower. They don't know what to expect with you. There's there is a sense of surprise. There's like an element of surprise when it comes to you, and it triggers people's insecurities because like at any given moment you could switch up and do something totally different. So it's like they can't get like a grip on you. They don't have a hold on you. Yeah, you're very confident in who you are, very fiery. Maybe you have Mars in like Leo in Mars, or Scorpio, any fire sign, okay, and Scorpio in Mars. So very fiery, very driven energy. This is what I'm getting here, and that triggers people's insecurities. We have the Hierophant. In addition to that, I'm getting like people are triggered by your wisdom. You're very wise beyond your years. You are very well versed in scripture, ancient scriptures, and that triggers people's insecurities because they cannot manipulate you with the Bible or the Quran because you know the scriptures. So if somebody tried to tell you a verse in the Quran or the Bible or like any other religious like text, you know it very well. So it's like you know exactly what they're trying to do, how they manipulate the word, or they try to like remove some information from the scripture to try to manipulate you with that information. They get triggered. They're insecure because like you are more knowledgeable than them, especially people like that's why I keep going back to people that are older than you. It triggers them. And some of you are really well versed with Christianity or Islam, like, and you have the knowledge of like a pastor or a sheikh, like, and you could actually school them on the religion, and it triggers them because they feel like, how do you know so much? You're not supposed to know so much. You're supposed to learn from me, and here I am learning from you, and it triggers them. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Wow, we have the 9 of Cups. You always get your wish fulfillment. And you're always desired, like you're always picked. You're always like you're highly favored with the 9 of Cups. And that's what triggers people's insecurities. It doesn't make them feel good that you're always chosen. Like people could tell that you have favor over your life. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you ooh, we have the Star. You're influential. Okay, you have this powerful energy to you with the Star. And that's what triggers people's insecurities, okay? You're extremely influential here. Okay? I'm also getting like you have this influence on people in your community too, like the younger generation. And that's why with the Hierophant, they're triggered by that. It triggers their insecurities because you don't have the title, okay? You just have the wisdom, but not the title. Okay, so maybe you're not a religious leader, but you have the knowledge of a religious, respectable leader, but you just don't have the title. But your influence hold weights. Like people listen to you more than they listen to these elders. I really feel like it's the people in your community, my pal, number 2, that are triggered. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you? What do we have here? We have the Page of Cups. The fact that you're very intuitive, highly receptive, and you're genuine, you're pure-hearted, okay? There is an air of innocence to you. You have no malice in your heart, and that triggers people's insecurities because they know that, like, let's say if they had your knowledge, they had your expertise, they had your influence, they would do, like, damage with it. While you, on the other end, you're very pure-hearted. And the thing is, you also see right through them, and it triggers their insecurities because they could see, like, you could see the malevolence in them, and it triggers them. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the Hangman, okay? With the Hangman energy, I'm getting like what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities is your ability to think outside the box, your ability to see things from a different perspective and provide some sort of feedback or speak on it and elaborate on why you see things in a different way. And it makes sense, okay? Like your common sense is also something that triggers people's insecurities because they wouldn't have the ability to express themselves the way that you do in such a clear fashion that allows people to understand your point of view, okay? This is what I'm getting here. You have like, maybe you are a master number 11 and 33, I'm getting, or even 22, but heavy on 11 or 33, okay? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 5 of Swords. But I feel like it's like your ability to diffuse the 5 of Swords situation. Like you have a really good way of dealing with people that are very aggressive or abusive. Like you know how to calm people when they are upset. You have this power, my pal, number 2, that some of these religious leaders in your community do not have. Okay, what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my pal? No, just one, please. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities, my pal? We have the 8 of Cups. Okay, you're not emotionally invested. You're emotionally withdrawn. You don't let people get to you, okay? Like, you don't let your emotions override your common sense. With the 8 of Cups, like, you are emotionally withdrawn, okay? You're not withdrawn, emotionally detached from certain things, from certain people or people's reaction. Like you have a hold of yourself, and that triggers people's insecurities because they are trying to get a reaction out of you and it doesn't work because you're very wise. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, you see, didn't I say you don't let your emotions override your common sense with the King of Swords? Because the King of Swords is about head over heart decisions. And that's what triggers people's insecurities. You're very smart, okay? You're observant. And you're able to spot patterns in people. You're able to spot certain things that other people miss. And that's what triggers people's insecurities when they are around you. Because you can see right through them. You can see their manipulation, their ways, okay? What is it about you that triggers? Yeah, 5 of Wands. Your competition. Your self-improvement attitude is what triggers people's insecurities. And they see you as competition. They want to beat you, but they can't. They want to outdo you, but they can't. Because you're always improving yourself. You're always leveling up. You're mastering yourself. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 8 of Cups again, guys. That energy, it keeps coming out like consistently. This is what I'm getting here with the 8 of Cups. Like people, they're insecure with the fact that you don't like have an emotional reaction to their shenanigans. You can see right through them so that you don't react. Like you don't even care. You're unbothered, and it triggers their insecurities because it makes them feel less than or insignificant. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers? Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. You're highly favored. They know that. You have favor over your life, and it triggers their insecurities because they know that they don't have the same favor. Okay, so it could be like, you know, favor in career, favor in love, favor in luck. Okay, everything that you touch turn to gold. It expands. You're abundant, and it triggers people's insecurities because they know that they lack this abundance. They know that they don't have this favor over their life the same way that you do because of like who they are behind the scenes. Okay, what is it about you? Yeah, King of Swords again, guys. You could definitely be an air sign. You can have air in your chart. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, yeah, so with the King of Swords, what I'm getting here is like there's an energy of you like being like very sharp-minded, a great conversationalist, and it triggers people's insecurities because you are like a great communicator, and when you speak, people listen to you, and you don't have to raise your voice, you don't have to be loud or none of that stuff. Okay, like you just speak your truth and people listen. And like I said earlier, you don't have a title. Like you don't have a title of like a pastor or anything of that sort, or a religious leader, but your opinion hold weights. Okay, people listen to you, people follow your lead. Okay, we do have the star here, so we have Aquarius. Something about your community. I keep saying your community. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, you're indifferent with the 2 of Swords. Sorry about that, my pal, number 2. So as I was saying, with the 2 of Swords, like you could see right through people's shenanigans. So you're unbothered, and it triggers people's insecurities. Like I said in pile number 1, like this energy of people feeling like insignificant in your presence because you don't react. It's like they're fishing for your reaction and they're not getting it because you're very stoic here with the King of Swords. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Your work ethics. You're meticulous in your approach, slow and steady. Okay, you're dedicated, and it triggers people's insecurities because they don't have your drive. They don't have your stamina. They don't have your dedication and your perseverance. Okay, because we have the Hierophant, so you could definitely have Taurus in your chart, but you're persevere through the obstacles and challenges, and you're determined to get things done with the Knight of Pentacles. And it triggers people's insecurities because they don't have the same drive that you have. Like they know that, let's say if they would like if they wanted to accomplish what you have, they know that they have to incorporate your habits and your techniques, but they're not willing to do that because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can, and it triggers their insecurities to see you do it, to see you actually put what you say and what you do into action. Like you really do it, and you're really the real deal. You're not pretending. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the King of Cups. You're emotionally intelligent. You're book smart and street smart, and it triggers people's insecurities because they cannot run game on you. They cannot trick you. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, we have Leo. You shine brightly. Okay, you get a lot of attention everywhere you go. Your confidence is what triggers people's insecurities. You know that you're the ish. And it's not in a cocky way. It's more of a confident, self-assured way. You know you are. And that's what triggers people's insecurities, because they cannot say anything or do anything to make you doubt yourself. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, we have opposition, confrontation. Ooh, you're not afraid of like intimidation. You're not afraid of that. And that's what triggers people's insecurities, because maybe some people trying to check you and you stand 10 toes down and you're like, okay, yeah, what's up? What are you going to do about it? You say you're going to come G-check me? I'm here. And people are like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. People are backtracking because they didn't think that you were going to stand up for yourself. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? No, just one card, please. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have Juno, partnership. Ooh, I feel like people love you. With the partnership card, like people want to collaborate with you. Yeah, with the 9 of Cups, like you are wish fulfillment. You're highly desirable here, and it triggers people's insecurities because they're not chosen like you are. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. We have Vesta, Hearth, okay? You have this fire in you that is on, like they can't quench that, okay? They can't put down the fire. I'm like, quench that. That's not water. Like people cannot turn out your fire, and that triggers their insecurities. Like, let's say, for instance, somebody tells you something that is hurtful. You're not going to take it to heart because you know who you are. And it triggers people's insecurities because if it was them, if they were in your shoes, they would have crumbled long time ago, while you won't. You keep pushing forward. Okay? And it's definitely your community. You see, 11th house. All right. So that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 2. Bye. Hi, pal 3. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pal number 3, you picked the amethyst crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 3, what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, 2 of Cups. Your relationships? The fact that you always are in loving relationships, my pal number 3, or you're chosen, or you have really, like, it doesn't have to be like love. It could be like partnership as well, or friendship. People could be insecure about that. Like you always have like the best friends, the loving friends, the loving partner, the best relationships, cooperations, like collaborations. But there is that triggers people's insecurities because they feel like you have something that they don't have, and that's the reason why you're always blessed with beautiful relationships or your beautiful friendships or partnerships, okay? With the 2 of Cups, this is what I'm getting here. It's also the way that people love you. It triggers their insecurities because everywhere you go, people love you. There is favor over your life. There is, like, especially like when it comes to collaborating with other people. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Midas touch as well, my pal number 3. Like your ability to make money out of thin air is what triggers people's insecurities. But I'm also getting like how you get to have people to collaborate with you. It triggers people's insecurities, and especially people that are in the same business or same field as you. They don't have that touch. They don't have that flair that you have, and it triggers their insecurities because they feel like, I'm doing the same thing as you. I'm practically copying everything off of you, and it's not yielding the same results. So it could be like your competitors that are triggered by you. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you? Just one card. We have the Lovers. Okay, guys, I feel like you're always chosen, okay? That's what triggers people's insecurities. Like, you're always chosen. You're like always the first choice, the first option, the best option, or you always get the best option. You always get the best things in life that it has to offer. Some of you travel a lot, okay? You are free-spirited. I feel like there's something very like smooth sailing for you that happens, and it triggers people's insecurities because they feel like they cannot duplicate what you have, or they cannot manifest the same way that you do, and it triggers their insecurities because they wonder like, what is it that you have? What is your sauce? What do you have that I'm missing that is not allowing me to manifest the same way that you are manifesting? And it triggers people's insecurities because they feel like they're better than you, and life is showing them that they are not. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, we have the Seven of Pentacles, your harvest. Your ability to wait, your ability to plant your seeds and watch them sprout and watch them grow, and your patience to do so is what triggers people's insecurities, because they don't feel like they have, like they're comparing their grass to yours. Like your grass is super green because you're watering it, because you're tending to your grass. You're not looking at someone else's grass, and that triggers people's insecurities because they feel like they cannot produce the same type of crops that you produce, and whoever it is, they don't want me to talk. Okay, so what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups. You're well liked everywhere you go. You could be a water sign, you could be a Cancer, Gemini cusper here, because we do have Gemini here, but you could be a social butterfly, because the Gemini is the social butterfly of the zodiac. So you know how to converse, and Gemini is ruled by the third house, communication. So you could be a great conversationalist here. You know, you could get along with a lot of people. People just love you. They like to be around you. Maybe you're the type of person that have like, you may not have a lot of friends, but you have a lot of acquaintances. You know a lot of people, and people owe you favors because you are well liked everywhere you go, and you do things for people, and then in return they do things for you. So you have some sort of influence here, and it triggers people's insecurities because they don't feel like they have that same touch that you do with the Knight of Cups. They feel like uneasy every time you come around. There could be like a group of people that feel uneasy every time you come around. They don't like that because you steal the show. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you? Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady, your dedication, your hard work, okay? Because the Knight of Pentacles is someone who's very dedicated. He's the slowest knight, but he's the most dedicated knight. And he is for the long haul. He's reliable. The Knight of Pentacles is extremely reliable. The other knights, it's like, ooh, I don't know. It depends on the context, okay? But the Knight of Pentacles is definitely reliable energy, okay? And you're trustworthy. So that's what triggers people's insecurities. Like, you are somebody who is very dedicated. Like, you see things through to the end with the Seven of Pentacles. You're not the type of person that's going to give up on something just because the going gets tough. And that triggers people's insecurities because they're comparing themselves, like seeing that I wouldn't be able to do that. I want to accomplish what pile number 3 has, but I can't do that because I don't have the discipline. You are disciplined here. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Like they measure themselves, like you are a point of contact when it comes to like a goalpost, okay? Like people have like an image of what they want their life to be and who they want to be, and it's you, okay? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, you're a go-getter. You're driven. You're fiery. You know what you want out of life, okay? So and it's kind of hard to stop you because you already know where you're going. It's like you're not like drifting in life like that. You're not doing that. And that triggers people's insecurities because they're not sure of who they are. And that's why they get triggered by you, because you know who you are. You know what you want. You know how to get there. You have a plan with the 3 of Wands. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, you're a great judge of character. Maybe you see right through them. And I got that for pile 1 and 2. Like The Judgment card did not come out for pile 1 and 2, but that judgment of character, being able to see right through people, is what triggers people's insecurities, because they could see that, you could sense that they have insecurities, not necessarily about you, but you could see that where they're lacking and where they could improve. But some of them, they're too prideful to listen to your advice. Okay, what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 5 of Swords. Oof, 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 oof. The 5 of Swords is like, you know, that winning at all costs, that feisty energy, very, like, this is like a toxic energy, but I'm not getting like you're toxic, my pal, number 3. But what I'm getting here, what triggers people's insecurities, is that you stand up to bullies. You stand up to people that are vicious. Like, you're not going to allow people to verbally abuse you or verbally attack you and then just stay there and not say anything. You're not going to do that. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the Hierophant. Yeah, you're definitely a guru. You are a master at your craft. You're highly respected. You could be a Taurus here. Taurus, Gemini, Cusper. Yeah, you're highly respected in your community or your circles of friends, or even in your workplace. You're respected for what you do, and it triggers people's insecurities because maybe somebody tried to tarnish your reputation and it didn't work. It backfired on them, and now they're triggered. Now they're insecure. Whenever you come around, maybe you know about it. And now this person, like with the 5 of Swords, like, you know, they're pissed. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please. We have the 10 of Cups. You are somebody who is emotionally content, emotionally happy in your life. So it's kind of hard for people to try to get you out of your element. You're somebody who's happy-go-lucky. You don't have, it's not like you don't have any problems. Like, you do. It's just the way that you handle your problems is different from other people. Like, you don't complain about it. You're trying to see the silver lining and everything that goes on in your life. Your optimism is what triggers people's insecurities. Like, they are more focused or worried about the outside of appearance, while you're more focused on your inner solstice, your inner light, your inner paradise. You're more focused on that with the 10 of Cups. Okay, what is it about you that you're... Ooh, we have the Star. I'm telling you, you're influential here. I got that energy for pile number 2, so there could be a message for you in pile 2. You're extremely influential, and that's what triggers people's insecurities. They may have the title, but you have the influence. So it's like, when you come around, they don't like it because, like, they lose value. Like, they feel like they lose value when you come around because of, like, the influence that you have. So their power is diminished every time you come around, and that's what triggers their insecurities. They feel like you're taking power away from them by just being around, or by being yourself, by being authentic and real. But it's like, that's why they don't have the power. It's because they're being fake. They're not realizing that. What is it about you? They're not relatable. Whoever these people are that are like insecure by you or triggered by you is because they're not relatable. And that's why people don't really vibe with them like that. You have to be relatable, especially if you're a leader, because how do you want people to follow you if they can't relate to you? It doesn't make sense. Like, why are you going to follow somebody that you have nothing in common with? So that's what I'm getting here. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're passionate, you're creative, you are driven, and that's what triggers people's insecurities. Like, you are really, like, very, like, I heard genius here. You have amazing, innovative ideas with the Ace of Wands, and that's what triggers their insecurities, because they're like, they do the same thing over and over and over again, and they expect a different result, while you find like solutions to problems, and you find creative solutions. And it's like I said, you are relatable, and that's why people, like, they vibe with you more. And these people, they're just like so, like, they're so rigid in their approach. That's the problem. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, we have the King of Cups. Yeah, you're very caring in nature. You're genuine. Like I said, going back to being relatable. You have to be, as a leader, you have to be relatable to your audience, who you're trying to lead, who you're trying to influence. If you're not relatable, if they can't relate to you, they're not going to listen. They're not. And that's what these people don't understand. They have a rigid mindset. Like, they're more like dominance, like, you know, like a dictator. Nobody wants to be dictated. Like, we're not back in the days where people didn't have rights, okay? Like, nobody wants to go back to that type of time. It's not fun, okay? It's only good for the dictator. It's not good for the people. So no, nobody's going to listen to you if that's how you operate. So that's what these people don't understand. While you're more compassionate. And that's what triggers their insecurities, because their dictatorship or their authority is being questioned when you come around. Okay? What is it about you that triggers people's... guys, I can't make it up. You are a leader. Okay? I can't make it up, guys. Yo, okay? You could be an Aries here, and if it's your birthday, happy birthday, okay? Boss energy, okay? I'm telling you, you are a leader. You are relatable, and that's what triggers their insecurities, because these are people that could be in leadership position just like you, but they don't have your influence. They're just like little type of people, oh, because I'm a manager, you have to listen to me. I tell you what to do. And it's like, okay, well, boy, bye. It's just a title. Like, I don't vibe with you. Maybe like, you know, you could be like a leader in either your community or your workplace. And then you have other managers that are insecure when you come around because they know that the other colleagues love you more. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 4 of Cups. You're unbothered. They don't like that. It triggers them. Their opinions of you is really important, and their opinions of you don't matter. Like, you don't care, but your opinion of them matters a lot to them, and that triggers them. Okay, it makes them insecure, that they need your validation in order to feel good. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're very quick on your feet. You're very sharp, highly intelligent here, and that's what triggers their insecurities. They don't have like, they try to get a one-up on you, but they can't, because you're like always 10 steps ahead. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 3 of Wands. Okay, with the 3 of Wands energy, you're far-sighted, you are a go-getter. We have the 3 of Wands twice. Okay, so this tells me like, yeah, you're a forward thinker, you take initiative, you take charge. Okay, you're passionate, and that's what triggers people's insecurities, because they don't have that drive. You always find an innovative way of doing things. You're always moving with the time, with technology. So we have the star here. This is Aquarius. Aquariuses are ahead of their time. Okay, so this is what I'm getting here. You may have that vibe to you where you're ahead of your time, and you may attract people that are in the same wavelength. That's why they vibe with you. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups came out for all 3 piles. So you're emotionally detached. You don't care what they say or what they think about you. Okay, yeah, you're very strong with the Strength card at the bottom of the deck. And that triggers their insecurities, okay, because they need validation and you don't. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Just one card, please, Spirit. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have Uminkuili. Root. Yeah, you're a grounded individual. You're not easily rattled or shaken. You have a strong foundation, strong root, a solid foundation for yourself, and it triggers people's insecurities because their foundation, their authority may have been built on false pretense. Okay, false like strength or collaboration, while you is authentic. Okay, what is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? Yeah, you're very calm, cool, and collected with solar calm. Clarify. Your chakras are aligned. You are somebody who is well balanced, and that triggers people's insecurities. Like, you know how to handle yourself in a crisis, and that's what makes a true leader. Somebody who's able to keep calm, cool, and collected and handle themselves in a crisis and not lose it all or crumble and start crying. No, you don't do that. And that triggers people's insecurities because maybe they were put to the test and they failed, and they have maybe seniority over you, and then you show more courage and leadership qualities than they did, while they have a bigger, like, higher title than you. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have first house, arrival. You could be an Aries. We have Aries here again. We have Aries in the first house. Yeah, like you are like self-starter, a leader, cardinal signs, okay, driven, and that's what triggers people's insecurities because they don't have the drive like you do. They just like the title, but not the responsibilities that comes with the title. What is it about you that triggers people's insecurities? We have Venus, beloved, okay? You could definitely be a Taurus or a Libra. We do have Taurus here, but there is something about you that's very abundant. But you see, we have beloved. I'm telling you, is the way that people love you that triggers their insecurities, because they're not loved like that. They just have the title, but they don't have the love. Okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye.